Hi, I'm John. This is my show, An American Scheme, where I'm proving that Diana Ross is Michael Jackson's actual mother. So when I'm making my videos, I have to ask myself, it's like, do I want to make a video that's like entertaining for people? Or do I want to do something that will attract the attention of the fans so I could be liked, Or do I just simply want to do the best telling of the information I have from the investigation that I'm doing? And when it comes down to it, what I keep coming down to it is like, what I'm really trying to do here is to show you that I'm doing an investigation, and not only have I done lots of work, it's still continuing going on. I'm still continuing doing an investigation, and I find all kinds of things. But now what's happening, one of the things that's occurring when I'm doing this investigation is I find a little piece of information, and this is why is confusing about how I need to make these videos. And so I'll find a little piece of information, okay, but now I have all of this information like in my head, and it's like I know where to go look for information. I know what links up to this, and I have all kinds of things out there that's like, oh, I could use this, and that means this, and then I could do this, and it's like, then what happens, it's like it starts turning into this big crazy video. Then I start getting overwhelmed, and this is a common thing that happens with me in trying to make these videos. I'm overwhelmed, and it's like, look how overwhelmed I'm going to get off this video just because of this one simple little thing. And it's like, but God, what this means to me, like when I hear her saying this, it's like, oh God, oh man, it's massive. And it's like, so I'm going to show you a couple little pieces of information that are facts that are related to this exact thing, and then you'll see it's just like what it leads to. And it's like, well, there's so much here. And the thing about it, why there's so much here and I'm so much like having to try and explain things, is because the story that I'm explaining, people don't actually know this story. They know the information, but I'm taking this information and putting it into a whole new context. So I'm always feeling like I have to explain to people like a lot more than what I need to. And so it comes up with these problems. So that's like, I don't mind talking. See, like the other thing is like, you know what people like when you're in school and you would do the math test, and sometimes they would tell you that on the math test they would say, show your work, okay? And so that's part of what I do in making these videos. It's like, well, I'm kind of showing you people too. It's like, okay, I haven't done this complete investigation on making this, high, big budget movie and it's going to be perfect. And it's like, that's not what it is. It's like, yeah, I've done a shitload of work. I've got enough story to put together movies and movies and movies, but I'm still investigating. There's still all kinds of information out there for me to find. And that's what I'm showing you here. It's like, I'm showing you my work. It's like, instead of me trying to portray to you, it's like, oh, I know it all. Here, let me put this pretty little package video for you and do a nice little narration over it in here, okay? It's like, well, that's not what I'm not doing that yet, and I don't want to do that yet because I do some of it here and there. I tried to do little things, but in reality, what I want to do is these videos kind of explaining, showing my work. It's like, this is what I go through and trying to detail of understanding how to try and even put a video together like this, because the problem is I got way too much information in my head and I have to try and relate to you. It's like, well, how do I break it down to the simplest little thing to get these people? And that's a problem with me. It's like I'm overwhelmed. And it's like, watch. So I'm going to show you this little piece, but off of this, it's like, jeez, look at how just introduction getting into it. I could go on and on and on. And when I start opening up the doors of the evidence and the facts, jeez, like just this little clip right here. I can make a whole book and talk about the stories and the stuff just off of this one video. And that's what I talk about with the story of what I'm doing. This is just Diana Ross. This isn't even Michael Jackson stuff. Like, this isn't even the Michael Jackson story. Like, really, not, I mean, it is, but it's not, And it's like, then I got to do with all of the Michael Jackson, all the Jackson information. There's so much out there. But what I try to do is I try to break it down to the hardest, simplest facts and the dates and the realities of what are going on. And I use them, given the evidence. I try and use them as best I can, and I use the facts as best I can. But what happens is when you get into this, and this is another part of the whole thing, is the dates and the telling of the dates from these people are very confusing. They don't come out clear because there's actually a big lie involved in that, and they're always built they're always learned how to cover up because they've been stars for so long. So you get like, it's weird. The investigation into these people is weird because it's hard to get the real facts and the understanding because it's like in pieces and stuff. And then I got to look like an idiot because I'm trying to say, well, no, that piece means this. And it's like, well, you can't really do that. That doesn't, that's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to say, oh, well, this little piece of information, oh, well, it's I'm interpreting it. Well, it means this, and you got to see it means this. Because I know that sounds stupid as fuck when I'm telling people, oh, well, you have to see, well, this means this means this. And it's like, that's why I have to get way past that little stuff, and I have to hit with hardcore facts. And I got to get people to understand what this simple fact, what it actually means. It's all this other stuff. And now, let me show you why this one stupid little fact, it overwhelms me with the actual facts and the stuff that I know. If I want to come back this stuff up with hardcore evidence, it's piles of evidence and it's hardcore evidence and it's all true, or at least a version of the truth in relation to what these people are telling, because it's tricky, I'm telling you. Okay, now, so here, let me go ahead and play this little part here. Let's get this started. So this is Diana Ross on a show called Inside the Actor Studio. So they're doing an interview with her. She's talking about her life, and her career and her acting and her singing, all of it. And then she's open and her family's there. This is a really comfortable forum for her and inviting for her to open up and tell things and stuff, right? So there's one little thing that comes out like right here that this little piece is big. It's real big.
What high school did you go to?
I went to Cass Technical High School, which is a great school.
It is. Cass Tech is a famous school.
I followed my sister there because she was an A student, and I wanted to go to the same high school. I was never an A student like she was. And she majored in science, right? And I majored in home economics.
Okay, so her sister in real life is a doctor. Okay, real life. That sister that she's talking about, she's a doctor. Her sister went to that school, and like she said, she majored in science, okay? There's a big difference between a girl who goes to a prestigious school like Cass Tech. It's a quality school, okay? So her sister is an A student, is older than her, had attended Cass Tech before her, okay? She had went to that school. There's already somebody that had went to Cass Tech, okay? Her sister's smart. Her sister went on in life, went to college, became a doctor. She's a very established woman, She's got all the credentials to back it up. She's got the career, everything, okay? Diana Ross goes into that school, and her major is home economics, okay? And now, that's the key thing of what she told you, is because my story, what I've always been saying, is that Diana Ross enters that school with the mentality of a home economics mentality because she's pregnant, and she has not made the deal yet to give the child away to the Jacksons from the Berry Gordy. It's still before that. This takes place on March 26th of 1958 is when she enrolls into that school. At that time, she has not made the plans to get rid of the child. And when she enrolls into the school, what does she enroll as her major? Home economics, because she's pregnant. She's not following her sister who's smart and her sister majored in science. She goes to the school under the major of home economics because she's pregnant, because her father and her family says, you're pregnant, you need to go to this school now to get an education in which you can learn how to raise your child because you're going to be a mother. That's the mentality of what's going on there. But what happens is she gives the child away. Okay, so now she's in the school. When she starts to go to the school, she goes in there with the home economics plan under the home economics umbrella of education. She gets to the school, but then by the time March 26, okay, so then you've got the summertime coming right up under that, and then, so I would figure that she laid low through the summer, and then she probably gave the child away. Michael Jackson's born August 29th of 1958. She gives the child away, then I would expect that she started attending that school somewhere in early September of 58. That's when her attendance would actually start to be heavily in attendance. And I've tried to search for her school record, things like that, but one of the things is that school that she went to, it burnt down to the ground, and I do believe that like all the old records and stuff were lost. So that might be a thing that I might not ever be able to come upon. But there is a thing about that. I have tried to do some search into that. And like I said, I have, the school was burnt down. The actual one that she went to, it got burnt down. Okay. So, okay, so now I'm going to show you here on her Wikipedia. Okay, so now this is Diana Ross's Wikipedia, and this is the thing with the investigation. When I show you in Wikipedia stuff, it's not like it's really entertaining more, right? It's more like investigation stuff. So I'm going to read here down at the bottom. It's enough there that you can see it enough. It doesn't have all of it, but when I see the stuff, you'll know it's there. Okay, so I'm going to read where it says on her 14th birthday. Okay, so it says, on her 14th birthday in 1958, her family relocated to the working-class Brewster Douglas housing projects, settling at San Antonio Street, attending Cass Tech High School, a 4-year college and preparatory magnet school in downtown Detroit. See, this talks about the school being a good quality school. And so this says, Ross began taking classes including clothing design, millinery, pattern making, and tailoring as she aspired to become a fashion designer. Okay? So this is what they've always told you about Diana Ross's career at Cass Tech, is that and then she's always stated it, that when she went to Cass Tech, she was going there to learn fashion design, and stuff like that. But one of the things I was able to pick up from when I heard her saying that, it's like, well, fashion design, that would be actually like sewing skills. And so to me, it's like, well, if she went there to school and she's learning like sewing skills, I'm thinking it's more of like a home economics. I probably wasn't using that word, but in my head, I'm thinking that she's getting schooled on a home economic type of schooling thing because she's pregnant. And that's the way I always base that, of her attending the school. But so now here's the thing. In this, it makes you think that it says that her family on her 14th birthday, they moved to Brewster, and then that's when she started attending that school. So they make it seem that the relation between her moving on that date has a correlation to her attending the school, but that's not what it is, because we just heard Diana Ross say her older sister had attended that school and she had aspired to go to that school previously. So that's before the move has occurred. See? So this is what they're saying here in the Wikipedia and stuff. It's misleading to the actual reality of the facts of the situation is. The reality is Diana Ross was not trying to be some kind of scholar. She was singing as a girl. She was like, little tomboy girl singing around, messing around with stuff like that. That was more of the okay. And so that's more of the reality of who she was. And her sister was the smart one. And that's the thing too. It's like her sister was really smart. You don't want to, she obviously was not trying to compete with her. When she goes to that school, it's not because she's a straight A student and she's trying to, she enrolls into the school under home economics. And then the career that she does go into is the fashion design. But now, hold on. If you people don't know, I take care of my father's got Alzheimer's. This is what I have to deal with. This is another thing people don't know. It's like, that's what I'm saying. It's like when I show my work and stuff, it's like, okay, well, part of my work is that I actually take care of him. And he bugs the fuck out of me. He destroys any video. He doesn't care about anything of what I'm doing. He has no understanding of what I'm doing, why I'm doing anything. All he cares about, hey, it's me. Pay attention to me. Me, all me. So it's incredibly hard. This is one of the things, like, people talk about my videos the way they are. And it's like, dude, do you understand how hard the reality is just to make a fucking video? I can't even make a video. I'm actually watching my dad right now. That's the job I'm doing. Right now, if he starts doing something and demanding more of an attention, boom, there goes the video, completely ruined. And all this is gone. I have to start over, do some more shit, right? But right now it's like, okay, he's just sitting there. He's bugging me and shit, but okay, he's not freaking doing anything to demand me to actually respond and shit. I could just keep doing this. We're okay and stuff. But it's like, okay, I'm making a video, but I'm actually taking care of my dad at the same fucking time. And people are demanding me to be, like, they're expecting me to put forth these perfect edited videos with all the sound quality, and it's like, okay, so my shit has to compare to what you're seeing of a top level production from this television production where everything's edited, everything's perfect, all the makeup people, sound, lighting, everything's perfect. If they make a mistake, they just redo it again, they edit it, fix it, they know. They're all pros, right? All these people working. So, and they get these morons out there that yell at me and like try and act like, oh, okay, my video is supposed to look like that. When I'm sitting here making videos and I'm actually fucking doing another thing at the same time. It's ridiculous. It's the morons of the, and that's why I yell at the YouTubers too, because like YouTube, these stupid YouTubers that think they're got content creators, all they do is they're editors. The only ability that they have is they have an ability to edit video. That's all they really do. They really don't do anything else. They're oh god, they're horrible. Not anybody's actually creating actual content, doing original content, creating. They're horrible. They're losers. They're not artists, you know? They're not on any level of doing any kind of investigation what I'm doing. They can't even speak to me. They're so low level human beings, all these freaking morons. See, I can just go off rambling. That's what happens when I start making these videos too. Anything could take me off. See, I was focused. It's like, okay, what was I doing? Trying to tell a story. Then it's like, boom, I get this freaking, you know, my dad, he's whistling, making right now, he's doing all kinds of shit because he's got OCD. Like right now, if you people actually could see him, he's fucking with his hands, fucking around. Yeah, I know. But so it's like it's constant. So I'm here trying to focus on this while I'm being freaking completely, my attention's distracted over my reality and shit. This is what I do. So it's like, well, this is like when I say show the work, okay, this is the reality of the work of what I do. This is a process of what I do to try and even make a video. It's fucking hard. And it's like, any part of me trying to make a video is fucking hard. And I get morons trying to fucking complain about things about like, dude, do I have to fucking yell, fucking scream to you? Every single video I make is fucking hard. Everything I fucking do is fucking hard. You're lucky I fucking stand up and deal with any of you stupid motherfuckers because I'm fucking sick of you stupid loser motherfuckers. You're lucky I do anything for you. I don't care about nothing. This is gonna do nothing for me. I already know who I am. I'm smarter. I'm better than all of you. You know what this is gonna do? This is gonna get me hounded and fucking dragged through the mud by all you stupid motherfuckers. You think I'm gonna get anything out of this, you fucking losers? You pathetic, stupid motherfuckers. I have no fucking choice. I can't sit around in my fucking world having this fucking information in my head and just fucking say, that's it. I'm not telling nobody. This is going on. I'm not telling nobody nothing. I found this shit. Oh, fuck it. I'm not going to tell nobody nothing because all it's going to do is bring me fucking pain and torture. Fuck all you. I don't give a damn about you stupid motherfuckers. No. Let's get back into the fucking proper programming and shit. You know, when we talk proper, okay, here. Now, in Diana Ross's early life, she attended Cass Tech High School, where she was majoring in home economics. But she then furthered her home economics education with learning how to be a clothing designer and doing pattern making and tailoring because she really aspired to be a fashion designer. So, what actually fucking happened, Diana Ross enrolls in the school because she's pregnant. She doesn't know what's going on. Her family is saying, you're going to be a mother. They don't have the plan to get rid of the child yet. They send her to the Cass Tech where she's being educated as a frickin' home economics because the bitch is pregnant. Why else is she fucking majoring? Why does she go to that fucking school and major in home economics? Because she's fucking pregnant. There's no fucking way in the world that fucking bitch enrolls into that school and majors in home economics. Why she do that? Oh, duh. She's fucking pregnant, you fucking idiots. Just like my fucking story is proving over and over and over again. Look at the actual dates. Look at the actual facts of the event. My story actually explains what the fuck is going on. You can listen to the lies that these fucking people spout, but I broke it down and I fucking analyzed all their fucking lies and correlated them with the proper dates and times of everything. And through all of that and all the information, I can actually tell you what the fuck was going on. What was actually going on is Diana Ross enrolls into that school because she's pregnant. But shortly after that, they come up with a plan for her to abandon her baby to a friend of Berry Gordy's named Joe Jackson. They're going to give that baby to the Jackson family and allow that child to be raised in the Jackson family so that the father of that child, Smokey Robinson, can further his music career with Berry Gordy. Then they can establish Smokey Robinson as a musical act, and they can create the record label, which is future to be known as Motown. Motown's not even existing. They don't even have the name of Motown at this time. When this is first starting, when this is all going on, when they first established the record company, it's called Tamla. It's not even called Motown at that time. That's how early we are in the stages, in the beginning of the process of the development of Motown. That's how stupid these fucking idiots are out there, that they don't even know, without the understanding of what I'm talking about. You don't even understand of why Motown is called Motown, because it would be called goddamn Tamla. And would any of you motherfuckers be saying, oh God, I love that fucking Tamla records? No, it's the Motown record scene. It's the Motown fucking image of what was done. It's the dirty fucking Detroit Motown image. It's Motown. Without that fucking name, none of them ever become the legends. The name itself is fucking massive power. And how does the name develop? When they originally start the company in 1959 under the Tamla fucking label. And what song gets released under the Tamla label by Smokey Robinson and the Miracles? A song called Shop Around, where he said, my mama told me you better shop around. Fuck that little whore Diana Ross. She's a stupid little bitch. Of little girls come a dime a dozen. You need to find one who's gonna give you true love. And fuck that bitch, Diana Ross. That's exactly what the song is talking about, saying that girl is not going to be in true love with you. She's just a dumb little girl who got pregnant. Yeah, just because you become a young man now, keep your freedom for as long as you can now. That's fucking, you better shop around. Mama told me shop around. Fuck Diana Ross. They fucking came up with the plan to keep Smokey's music career online with his fucking connection to Berry Gordy. They got Diana to understand that what she had done is sabotage Smokey's career. When she spread her legs, she didn't link herself to Smokey. What she actually done is destroyed Smokey's entire career and Berry Gordy's. So the only way now for them to fucking redeem themselves is they gotta get rid of the fucking kid. There's no way that Berry Gordy is gonna be able to produce Smokey Robinson as his fucking founding member act of fucking that creates the Motown. The whole fucking beginning process of the whole thing, Berry Gordy's not gonna be able to do that if fucking Smokey Robinson's got a kid from a 14-year-old girl right in the fucking neighborhood. And you think that little girl's gonna keep her mouth shut? Fuck no. As soon as Smokey comes in, that's Smokey, he's the daddy of this baby. Then it's all in the news. Berry Gordy's not stupid. He's not gonna allow that to happen. So what does he do? Comes up with a plan to send the kid out of state, still nearby. Gary, Indiana is only like 200 miles away from fucking Detroit. 200 miles, it's not that far. But when you talk about crossing state lines, it might as well be in another country. It's way out there. That's why people never could realize how the fucking thing took place, because of just the simple reality that Michael's in Indiana and Detroit, Michigan is over here. People couldn't understand how that got together, why it happened. People never understood nothing. My story explains everything, and it shows you the perfect understanding, because Diana Ross enrolls into the school as a pregnant teenager girl, going to Cass Tech as learning home economics. But that home economics turned real fast.
But it was really fashion design, costume illustration, specialized course.
Didn't Lily?
Specialized course, okay? So now, the reality of my story, she enrolls into the school she's pregnant, she enrolls home economics because she's a young mother, but then it soon turns into this fashion design, it's specialized course, right? Because Berry Gordy came in as an influence over her. Berry Gordy got her to give her child away so he could build Smokey Robinson. Berry Gordy told her, go to school, get an education. She's only 14 years old. He can't make her an entertainer at this time. She's not anywhere near. He tells her, go to school, get an education. So then that's when she's going to the school now, and now she realizes, oh, let me start becoming a fashion designer, because now right after, now I'm going to read some of this stuff again so you can understand where we're at here and stuff. So, we don't need that part. Okay, so here, the Supreme stuff. Okay, so right here on the Supremes, at 15, okay, so at 15, Ross joins the Primettes, which, that's exactly, so at 15, it states at 15 years old, so that would be March 26th of 1959, okay, which is like, right, that's right when the, if you look at Tamla Records, Tamla, I believe, is in January of 1959. They established Tamla Records. You know, so if you look at Shop Around, it's going to be released right around that time. Everything right around that time, right after they get rid of Michael, August 29th of 1958. After they get rid of Michael, then look at what happens. Tamla Records gets officially established. They release the song Shop Around by Smokey Robinson. Diana Ross gets into a band called the Primettes at 15, you know? She gets in the band the Primettes. So now, in the Primettes, she's doing her stuff there, but later, then you skip down to the next paragraph, and it says, later, following local success via live performances at sock hops, etc., Ross approached former neighbor, and it has in quote parentheses, whatever, it says, and rumored childhood former boyfriend, William Smokey Robinson. Okay, so it says right here, rumored childhood former boyfriend. And this is one of the big things about what I keep saying. There's some rumor about Diana Ross being in a relationship with Smokey Robinson. And Diana Ross later on the Arsenio Hall show proclaims that her first real love was Smokey Robinson. And she talks about really being in love with Smokey Robinson. But what you find out is that at the time when Smokey Robinson meets Berry Gordy, which would be in August of 1957, 1 year before Michael Jackson's born, that's when Smokey meets Berry, August of 1957. Okay, so in August of 1957, Diana's only 13 years and 8 months old at that time. She's like 13 months, 8 months old, something like that. She's not even 14, you know, she's not even 14. She's like 13 and a half, whatever it is, when they meet. So they keep saying that Diana, there's a rumored childhood former boyfriend, and Diana was saying that she was in love with Smokey Robinson, okay? So at the time when Smokey meets Berry Gordy, Diana Ross is not even 14 years old, okay? And at that time, Smokey Robinson in his band is Claudette Rogers, who becomes future wife of Smokey Robinson, becomes Claudette Robinson. Okay, so at the time when Smokey Robinson, in August of 1957, when Smokey Robinson meets Berry Gordy, at that time in August of 1957, Smokey Robinson has a band, and in the band is Claudette, and Smokey's dating Claudette. She's in his band, and they're dating at the time when Smokey meets Berry Gordy. And Diana Ross is 13 and a half years old at that time, okay? So this is one of the things, it's like, when they say rumored childhood boyfriend, it's like, where's the reality of where did Diana Ross ever have an opportunity to be a girlfriend of Smokey Robinson? Because are they actually going to try and say that she was a girl, was she 12 years old? Is it before that, even earlier? I know they're friends and stuff, but it's like, okay, well, if they were dating when she's 12, if they're messing around, what's to say then they weren't messing around when she's 14? I mean, there's obviously something that occurred between Smokey Robinson and Diana Ross when she's really young. It's really documented. And when you actually see this stuff, like I said, I've got Diana Ross saying she's in love with it. It's not just like they were messing around like little kids, like, oh, my first boy I kissed was Smokey Robinson. Yeah, and I went home and I wrote it in my journal. If I kissed a boy today, it was Smokey Robinson, okay? If the girl was talking, like, if any form of the relationship of what she was talking about with Smokey Robinson was in relation to that kind of a context of relationship, she wouldn't be proclaiming around 1990 on the Arsenio Hall show that the first male love that she ever had was Smokey Robinson. She says, I really loved him. Like, she stresses it out. Oh, a man love, that's the wording. She says, oh, the first, oh man, she says, Smokey Robinson was my first love. I really loved him. And that's what she says. She says, people don't know that my career started with, she says, people think it started with Motown, but it didn't. It started with Smokey. And this is what she tells you the whole story. And it's like, Jesus Christ, why is she telling you that story when you understand that the date of the time of when Smokey Robinson hooks up with Berry Gordy is in August of 57? Diana Ross is not even 14 years old at that time. Why would this girl be proclaiming this young love that occurred? And remember, Smokey Robinson's girlfriend, Claudette, she's in his band. So when Smokey Robinson signs to Motown, Claudette is the first woman to sign to Motown. She's the first female artist on the Motown label. She's not just she's a big deal. She's part of the band. And then they get married, you know, so then they get married in like 1959. Okay, so Smokey's dating Claudette, and when they meet Berry Gordy in late 57, they get married in 59. Where is the opportunity for Diana Ross to ever have been a girlfriend to Smokey Robinson? There is no opportunity. And if there was an opportunity, it's not an opportunity that later in life Diana Ross will be proclaiming that, oh yeah, I dated Smokey, oh I was in love, I was with my love, I loved him. There's no reason for that. There's no reason for her to talk about that relationship. It's pointless unless you realize the real thing is that she got pregnant by Smokey Robinson at that time, and that she had to give that child away to help further the development of Smokey Robinson and Berry Gordy so they could develop Motown. When you understand the child was actually given away for that purpose, then you see that right after Diana, when she turns 15, what does she do? Boom, she's on a direct course back to Motown because she's now hooked up with them. At this time, Berry doesn't know that she's got talent. He's not thinking she's going to be a star. Diana does that. She forces her way back in there. She's the one that goes back in there. And look at how she does it. And listen how this happened. So it says there about the rumored former boyfriend, like I said. And then so it says... who insisted that the group audition for him first? This is Smokey Robinson talking to Diana Ross, saying, you need to audition for me before I take you to just go see Berry before we do a real audition, right? He needs to know if you're prepared. Because Berry's not just handing out record contracts. You got to actually be good, too. That's the thing. So it says here, it says, Robinson agreed to bring the Primettes to Motown in exchange for letting him and the Miracles hire the Primettes guitarist Marv Tarplin for an upcoming tour. Tarplin played in Robinson's bands for the next 30 years. Okay, so then it says down here, it says, in her autobiography, Secrets of a Sparrow, Ross wrote that she felt the deal was a fair trade. And see, one little thing too about using the word like a fair trade, about her giving off her child, Michael, she talks about in the reality of the world as a fair trade. It's like, well, yeah, I gave Michael away, but that got me in with the deal with Smokey and got me into Motown. Then I hooked up with Berry. I became the lead singer of the Supremes. Then I came back into Michael's life. He was only 10 years old. She's thinking, I didn't even abandon him for that long. And then she's thinking, damn, he was out there with the band and the family all the time. He was having a good old time. She's thinking, shoot, man, I didn't even do nothing to him. But she doesn't understand when she tells him the truth when Michael's 10, she took away what he thought was his family, ends up finding that he doesn't have an actual family, and now he's being used, that he was given away, he was abandoned as a child. You know, that messed Michael up. That's why he's living in Neverland Ranch as Peter Pan, the orphan stuff, and hanging around the kids. It's all the psychological mentality things of actually what exists about the reality of Michael Jackson. So the Primettes later auditioned for Motown before various Motown executives and Berry Gordy's. Okay, so this is the really important. In Berry Gordy's autobiography, To Be Loved, Gordy recalled he was heading to a business meeting when he heard Ross singing, There Goes My Baby. There goes my baby. Now, as in the context of what I keep saying, that Berry Gordy got Diana Ross to give away her child. And what does Berry Gordy say the first words he hears from Diana Ross singing when they're doing this audition at Motown? What's the first words he hears her singing? There goes my baby. There goes my baby. If she's wanting to tell him something, like, I'm here. Don't forget who I am and what I've done for you. There goes my baby. And he put that in there because he knows what that means. Berry Gordy, he's the one. He really knows what that means. That's what I'm saying. The subtleties of what this stuff goes in, it's like, okay, like for people to say, it's like, I think that's a big deal. For her to be singing, There Goes My Baby. But this is from Berry Gordy's words. So in Berry Gordy's, when he first, he was heading to a business meeting when he heard Ross singing, There Goes My Baby. And Ross's voice stopped me in my tracks. He approached the group and asked them to perform it again. But learning of their ages, Gordy advised them to come back after graduating from high school. Exactly what I'm saying, right? Diana Ross trying to get in there as quick as she can, and she's right to Berry. She's like, trust me, we're gonna go sing There Goes My Baby. She's like, trust me, he'll listen to that song, right? Why is she singing that? When isn't that exactly what she did? She gave her baby away for him, but then it says there. that he told him to go, they had to graduate first, right? So now that's what I'm saying with Diana Ross. When she first goes into the school, she's actually in real world. She hasn't made the deal with Berry Gordy to give her kid away. She's being enrolled into the school by her parents, and because she's pregnant, and they're teaching her in home economics. That's what the parents would do, okay? We're going to put you in this school. You're going to learn home economics. You're pregnant. You're going to have to learn how to take care of your kid, right? Doesn't that perfectly fit exactly with what I'm saying? But then what happens is, not long after that, they make the deal to give the kid away. Now Diana actually turns that home economics, because Barry's also telling her, when she does start doing auditions, he's telling her, go to school, get an education. So she's in school, she starts getting an education in fashion. That's where the fashion stuff comes in, because she understands that she's going to be a singing star. So now she wants to learn how to make outfits for the singing star, right? The baby's gone. She knows. There goes my baby. She knows she's going to Motown. There's no doubt about it. She knows she can sing. She's going to Motown. She's got Smokey. She's hooked up with Smokey and Berry. And what happens with her is she gets in there basically as soon as can be, you know? You look at the stories of Diana Ross, the real stuff, and what does she become known as? Diana Ross, the boss. Now, if Diana Ross, the girl that had given away her child, that was the child of Smokey Robinson, and it was told to give it away by Berry Gordy. Now, that girl rolls into Motown at 18. She becomes the head singer of the Supremes, right to the head of the band, becomes this all-time great. She literally gets Berry Gordy to move to Los Angeles and open up a movie production company so he can make Diana Ross a movie star. Then Diana Ross's first known child, Rhonda Ross Gordy, the father of that's Berry Gordy. Diana Ross's first known child is the fathered by Berry Gordy. It's like, how did all of this stuff happen? When you see my story, now you understand exactly the proper timelining of all this stuff, how it occurred, and there's all kinds of stuff. And it's just like, I have piles and piles and mountains of other stuff that I want to show you right now. I could just go on, and I could literally talk all day. And I could stay right here at this time, in this period, right on the beginning of the development of Motown, and the beginning of Diana Ross, the beginning of the Smokey Robinson, you know, the Jackson Fives. This is the thing about like 1963, the year 1963. Smokey Robinson becomes vice president of Motown. Diana Ross becomes the lead singer of the Supremes. The Jackson 5 is formed in 1963. So it's like one of these things about how all these things occur, and it's like they're connected. Look at 1963 and look at what's happening with Smokey Robinson in Motown. Look at what's happening in Diana Ross in Motown. Go see what's happening to Michael Jackson over at the Jacksons. What's happening? Oh, they're starting their band, which is soon to be headed right back directly to Motown, where his real parents are waiting for him. This is a true story, everything. I don't know why people give me such hassle me and all this stuff of the stuff I got to deal with, when I'm simply just here just saying, hey, I'm doing an investigation with real facts, real evidence. If you think you can stand up and knock down my evidence and my interpretations of what the stuff I'm seeing, because the other thing is too, is like, I didn't put Diana Ross going to Diana Ross, everything about what you see for her, if you go look, see, this is the thing. I could have shown you a bunch of videos about Diana Ross going to the Cast Tech, and I could have shown you a bunch of videos about Diana Ross talking about being a fashion designer, learning fashion at Cast Tech and all that stuff. I could have shown you all that stuff over and over and over. But even after I heard all that stuff, in my head, I knew she's pregnant at that time, and what she's really doing at that school has to do in more relation to with her being pregnant, because at that time she has not made the deal yet to give her child away. And you can see it with the facts. You can see it hasn't worked out that way yet. And you can see that this is how it developed properly, because she enrolls into the school under home economics. It's perfectly sets exactly perfect. Just what I've been saying. It was that she was not there for fashion. She did not go into that school to learn fashion. That's not what it was. And then I get the facts to back me up after all this stuff. She sits there and tells you right to your face, oh, well, actually, I enrolled in the school for home economics. Yeah. She's not telling you she's actually pregnant at the freaking time. You people don't know the actual story and shit, you know? But it's one of these things about reality. See, this is the things like people that talk about Jesus. Okay, well, Jesus ain't going to come back. You can talk all you want about Jesus because you know Jesus ain't coming back. Jesus ain't going to come back and do things. You're never going to have to answer to any of the conclusions that you're making about Jesus because that's never going to happen. Okay, but all the conclusions about what I'm saying Diana Ross is Michael Jackson's mom. Smokey Robinson's his fucking father. They're alive. Test me. This is the thing. This can happen right now. Like anybody you want to talk about making Jesus, make Jesus appear. I heard thousands and millions of people been begging for goddamn Jesus Christ to appear forever. And know what? It ain't happening. But if I have even the slightest little bit of effort and get a little bit of attention from people to put their effort into this story, what you're going to see is this will appear. You're going to see the truth appear. This is a real conspiracy that affected everybody on serious levels throughout the whole world. People have an interest in this story. And when this story breaks, the reality shows that conspiracies exist in our world on very heavy levels that involve the most famous people that ever existed of all time, and none of us are able to look at that and actually understand what's going on because the reality of the news and the publications and all that shit is just propaganda lies to frickin' enslave the fucking population. So this story, the reality of it, breaks it down. It shows that all of the fucking reporting and all of the thing about what they do about being stars, it's bullshit. It's just bullshit because they're trying to sell you some shit. So this stops at all. This stops it all. We start dealing in the real world with real issues. No more fantasy shit. You don't get to stand behind an invisible Jesus Christ and denounce people that they're evil anymore. You got to stand up and proclaim yourself. You got to show me you're good because you're good. Not because an invisible frickin' protector makes you good. You think you're good because some invisible protector? You're pathetic. Get rid of your fucking invisible protector. Deal with fucking realities. This story's reality. Every single moron out there that can't deal with it, you're evil and stupid. And that's all there is to it. You have been judged. If you look at my story and you first of all, if you can't deal with it, and if you want to accept the reality of the truth in it, first of all, you're evil and you're choosing to be stupid and you're a slave by voluntary choice. That's the only judgment I can put on you is the judgment that you put yourself. You've chosen to become a voluntary stupid slave in this world instead of actually looking in the fucking mirror at yourself for once and saying, why are you stupid? Because you made yourself stupid. Stop blaming it on everybody else. Stop thinking you're great because you got some invisible, imaginary fucking creature out there that's protecting you and making you great. You're not. You're the loser you are. Look in the mirror. You see that loser? That's who you are. Deal with who you are, you fucking loser, before you ever fucking dare to step into my world and pronounce judgment over me, you pathetic slave motherfuckers.